Hello there, doctors. I'm Dr. Ann Trump.
I'm Dr. Michael May.
In today's episode in our podcast, we're going to talk about how you can monetize with a blog. I've been doing this for a few years. I do put it on my main website, but the content comes from my podcast. So just want to let you know what is a blog and how you can use that strategy to start making money. A blog, it looks like more like an article that you put on your website or any website, and then it become searchable and indexed on Google, so that way you can be found. So that's what a blog is. And the reason why I said that is because I didn't really know what a blog was when I first heard the word blog. And I had to kind of look at like a blog site. What are some of the doctors that are doing blogs right now, Mike, that have been doing it for a while?
Well, it's interesting when you say blogs, and again, I'm going to kind of date myself. So when I went to my first internet business conference, it was way back in 2003. I'm gonna date myself. And on stage was a fresh faced guy. His name was Ryan Dice. Ryan knows him. And well, he looked like he's in his early 20s now. His talk was like blog, the future of the internet. And it came true. I mean, there's blogs was really came into its ascension was Google would use blogs as a way of showing, hey, blogs are a source of informative, authentic content, and that we could be able to reward bloggers for that. And what happens is those were the type of, when you wanted to rank your website, it was essential that you needed to have a blog to get searched on, because that's where people would go. Now things have changed, and we can talk about that, the way that now AI is kind of taking over Google search. But yeah, to answer your question, people are still doing this. KevinMD.com. He not necessarily writes his own blogs now. He has a lot of guest bloggers or guest bloggers to do it for them, and how that can benefit people. I often mention to my own clients, it's like, hey, if you want to get noticed, you volunteer to do a guest blog for Kevin MD. Reason why Kevin MD is what's known as an authority site. It's well established. And at certain instances, again, it's through Kevin. Kevin is a doctor who runs it. And times he can give you a link that goes back to your site, which would then, through this authority site, get you a link back to yours from where people can follow you. And so Kevin MD is one. My partner, Peter Kim, has his site at passiveincomemd.com. And those are two just off the top of my head.
How about the white coat investor? He's a
White Coat,
yeah,
White Coat
yeah.
Investor too. Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time as well. Again, these are well-established sites. But
Mhm.
interestingly enough, most of those have been sites that have been around for quite some time. So it is a lot harder now to get started with blog. Not saying that you can't do it, but you need to follow a few strategies that we want to share with you to get your site being noticed and set yourself as your own authority site.
The reason why we're talking about this is just to give you to think about another source of online monetization, because once you create it, it's like planting a seed. It just grows over time. And this is based upon SEO or search engine optimization of words that you put on the blog. But now with AI being available and ChatGPT and Claude and Perplexity, writing a blog is faster than ever. And you just plug it into your website, and over time it's going to get indexed. So there are several things that we're going to talk about, and what you need to do when you write a blog is that you want to position yourselves as the premium. Okay, what that means is that niche down as much as possible. Listen, you're already a doctor, you are already an authority, you have the expertise, you have the credibility. Now you just got to decide to niche down. So you can niche down to a niche such as physician side hustle in telehealth, or hormone optimization in midlife, or cash-based aesthetic medicine for physician, or if you're in orthopedic, maybe you could niche down to knee arthritis. If you're a pain management doctor, just niche down to like low back pain strategy as well. So that niche down, because as doctor, we can treat a variety of conditions. But if we just narrow it down to one condition, you get people to the door like that, but then you can treat other conditions as well. So now in 2025, Google now favor on your blog, if you have experience, what you do, expertise, what you do, authority, which you do, and trustworthiness. So your empty credential really give you a ranking advantage over other non-medical bloggers. I've always been saying this. As doctors, you are two-thirds of the way there to become an influencer, somebody that can make impact. Other people have to work years to get there. So there's three things that you can become an influencer is credibility, expertise, right? And then the third part is to have an audience. Yeah, if you don't have an audience yet, you already have the other two. All you need to do is to have an audience that follow you or viewers that follow you. And sometimes as the doctor, you can grow fairly quickly. That's what we have available. We will teach you that in our Doctors Online Success group, which you can join to the link right here in school. Because Mike and I are passionate in making education for online monetization for doctors available because we were never taught how to do this. And we have to learn after we sacrificed our 20s to get here. But now you are two-thirds of the way there. You just need to develop the audience. We can show you how to do that. The number two part is that once you write a blog, you can put like affiliate link on the blog. Let's say if you recommend like a supplement, you will link that to your e-commerce store, or you can link that to even Amazon, and then you can make a commission on Amazon, or you can link it to a book on Amazon, or you can link it to a medical device. So there are many ways that's how you can monetize on that blog. Think of the blog like your written media platform. So you can talk about certain things and then insert what you recommend. But I want to put this, make sure you put a disclaimer on the blog that you do get a small commission from the product or the services and that this is not medical advice. And I have a disclaimer on all of our newsletters and our blog posts. So we have a blog post that we actually repurpose from our YouTube channel content. Now we have a newsletter that is from this channel, the Dr. Boss YouTube channel, and then I have a blog and a newsletter from my practice channel, Strong Rehabilitation Center. So when you want to start really big scaling and monetizing, use platform like School or even Go High Level has a platform where you can have community or circle. Our favorite is School, followed by Go High Level, and then you can charge like a monthly fee for like a community that is focused on the particular niche that you're talking about in your blog. So I mentioned about affiliate link. And the other way that you can make money on blog is linking to a digital product, like a video course. Mike and I are doing that now. We have a community in school and we have courses that are in the classroom at school that we have ran in the past. Mike and I are very efficient. We never do anything twice. Everything we do, we want to make sure that we record it and create it as an asset. Listen, we're going to share everything with you because everything we're doing now, you can do in your own community. So you can link it to a course that you have created, but that course can be from a webinar that you did, that you recorded. So you don't really even have to even create one. But let's backtrack a little bit. I'm the type of person that I want to create something that somebody wants. So first, ask your audience what they want before you create the course. The last thing you want to do is create the course and then it doesn't sell or it doesn't have an audience. So build an audience. I can't tell you enough how important it is now for doctors to be online and to grow their brand online and build an audience because that is going to be your income machine. And you can also offer paid template and checklist. We actually do that on our blog. We link it back to our YouTube channel so we can have more views. So we use our blog as a way to increase views on our video, but we also use the blog as a way to give out a checklist. We also use the blog as the way to even upsell in-office treatment. So I mentioned about affiliate. Well, how about Mike talking about brand partnership? You're very good at that. You do that for your newsletter, but doing it in the blog is almost the same.
Yeah, and again, you can have blog where you get access to that. It's free free blog, and then maybe you could have a newsletter to that, but maybe have more premium content, and maybe that's a paid version of content on there. People always want more, right? Can entice them with some free information, but let's say you go under something more in depth, like, for example, you want to help people. You talked about the importance of losing weight, but you maybe your paid one, you offer a cookbook or some cutting edge strategies that you're using on in there. And so it's always good to have both a free and then a premium version on that. Another ways that you can make money, you had mentioned you can get paid to blog, become an affiliate. Well, one thing I mentioned was guest blogging. You can now charge people. Let's say you establish yourself as a well-trafficked website. On there, people would value on it. You're building an asset. We always talk about the importance of building an asset. So you're going to pay people, hey, would you want to contribute to my blog? And I'll give you a link back to your website. Well, I charge $200, $500 more for this. And so there's lots of ways that you can monetize your blog. And including one of the most obvious ways is you can use it to drive readers to your own practice. You can offer your own telemedicine program. You might lead to some coaching and consulting opportunities for yourself. So there's endless ways that you could start monetizing it. But just wanted to share with you some ways that you may not initially think of, like guest blogging.
I love that strategy that you just mentioned. And I wanted to kind of include one more thing is that you can repurpose your blog into a LinkedIn carousel, post. You can also use your blog and create like a YouTube short as well. And then now you can also use your blog and add, what is that software that has the audio? If you don't want to talk, it can replicate your voice and just read off of the blog. What is that AI? Is that Hey Jen or no, it's another one?
Can't think of it. You take like Descript or something, or
yeah, Descript is one, but there's another one. It's Hey Jen is the one that kind of replicate you. Definitely have some work to do, but there is another AI that can read off of the text and then really uses your voice, and it's getting better and better.
Is it like 11 Labs?
Yeah, that's 11 Lab. Yep,
Okay.
11 Lab. That is 11 Lab. So I actually use 11 Lab for training for my employees. Like if they do onboarding and training, we have a SOP that's written. So, but we also have 11 Labs just kind of read it out loud for training as well. So that way, employee can learn written, but also by audio as well too. So that's an extra bonus for you to use AI now. So doctors who are good at writing, and most of us like to communicate in a written format. So you can use the blog to develop regulatory trust. And you can also use the blog to collaborate and network with other doctors as well too, because it is really underused. And it's underused how we can cross promote one another in our own strength. And it's now easier than ever to do blog now with the tools such as AI that we have in our disposable, that it's almost like I honestly do not get involved with our blog creation. We have prompts that we use with ChatGPT, and then my VA prints it out, and all the content is based off our YouTube video. So that's more so that you need to be online to be on YouTube, because once you do a video, you can make it into audio for a podcast. You can make it into social media posts. You can also make it into a blog and even a newsletter as well too. That's exactly what Mike and I are doing when we put out content to YouTube for the Dr. Boss channel. We repurpose to a newsletter. We also put it out on a podcast, and then we also put it out at LinkedIn posts. So I hope that just kind of covered another way that you can monetize online using blog. It's a series that we're putting out just to kind of stir some thoughts in your head and just do one strategy to leverage your medical expertise, so that way you have another mode of revenue generation besides just seeing patients in the office. Any last minute thought, Mike?
Yeah, I just wanted to also put a note on how blogging has changed. As you know, if you put a search on Google, it used to be all these blogs that are coming up. Now AI is taking it over. So you actually see AI give you the answers to this. And it's actually caused a big shift in the SEO world, where they say search engine optimization, they may be out of the job. I don't know that. I can't predict the future. But you have to now start thinking about how you can create your blogs to be accessible to AI. So now there is SEO, which we call search engine optimization. There's now something called AEO, which is called answer engine optimization, and GEO, which is generative engine optimization. I don't want to get too technical on this, but there are some things where you have to now make your blog a little bit more, for lack of a better term, AI friendly, so it can be picked up. So what I want to share with you, so folks, you can start thinking that. Creating your blog like you're answering questions. Then again, it goes into this AEO style that they're thinking of. So instead of just writing like a long essay, start framing your posts as like answers to specific questions. Like what is semaglutide? Or how does hormone optimization work for women? What are the best ways to drive traffic to my clinic website? You want to give short, answerable, clear answers at the top of your blog, and then you can expand them in detail. And this is going to help get picked up by the Google AI overview. The second one is to create AI citable content, or this GEO, this generative engine optimization. This gets a little bit too technical, but things that AI likes are like tables, lists. Anna had mentioned about this EEAT, about your expertise, your authority, your experience, your transparency. This is where being an MD is going to be important to you. You want to make sure your credentials are cited. Yes, I'm an MD. I went to this school. Make sure that gets cited. That's going to be helpful for the AIs. AI also likes multi-channel content. So we had mentioned, don't just have written content. Maybe you embed a YouTube short in there. Maybe you put infographics. Maybe you put a link to your podcast. That is why AI likes. But just to sum it up, I don't want you to create content just for AI. At the end of the day, it has to be content that is for humans. So it's got to be fresh. It's got to be accessible. If you keep the content fresh, add media. Think about when you go to your own blogs. What do you like seeing? Some people like to read. I like to see an article, but maybe I have a video that goes more in depth into that article. You don't have to change everything, but it's the way that I've been thinking about changing the way that I'm doing blogs. And I think that's another way that you should be thinking it too.
Absolutely. That was very good, Mike. That was gold, what you just said now, because now with AI, where we are now in 2025, being genuine, being authentic, and being the expert, and what you do is going to set you apart from other channels that are what they call faceless channel or AI generated channels. And it's really what gonna put you AI proof. You're not gonna be replaced. AI will never replace like the expression or emotions, right? AI is not emotion. And oftentimes, what I find sometimes is that AI can be good at helping you blog, but you still got to put your own personal touch on there as well. Like I use AI to help me start a skeleton for my email, but I always add my personalization to that. So don't forget that when you get online, that your uniqueness is what differentiate you and what set you apart. And nobody has your uniqueness, even though you're maybe the same specialist, maybe talking about the same thing, but they don't have your background, the way you grew up, what you know, and so forth. So highlight those. And even your weaknesses and your strength, highlight those as well too, because that's what make you who you are as the expert. I can't tell you how many times I share my weaknesses, not my personal life, but just like where I feel that I'm not as strong, that I need to be improved upon. And I always take feedback. I feel that different people have different perspectives. So that's what we want to share about blog. I hope you find this useful. Check out our school group where our mission is to make online marketing and monetization accessible for physicians, because we know that you need more than just seeing patient in the clinic to be really survive in the next coming years. So check out our school group, Doctors Online Success, Doctors with an S, online success.com, and that goes straight to our school group. Right now it is free, but in the future we're gonna have a membership fee added to that. And that's where Mike and I also go in and offer online marketing advice as well too. So having said that, just know that you are not just a doctor, you are really a doctor boss. We'll see you in the next episode.